I wanted to come back and actually do a follow-up video that you're going to be watching before the next videos where I work through some of the book files, and image size is something that's kind of confusing, and as I show it you'll see how the numbers change and how when they are linked or unlinked they behave differently. So I just wanted to give you a clean introduction to it. So I'm going to go into image size, and this is not one in your book, this is just one to watch, but I want to show you this original photo. Try to put this over here. As taken, was recorded at 1800 pixels by 1200 pixels. The physical size is 6.18 megabytes. This size, the pixels that the camera recorded, is something that is not going to be changed unless you do that yourself. So what I mean by that is you can ask these 1800 by 1200 pixels to be loosely spread apart at 72 dots per inch for web use, or you can ask them to be tightly packed together at 300 dots per inch or pixels per inch for print use. And you can see that right now we're asking them to be tightly packed together. We want 300 of them per inch. So a square inch is going to have 300 dots per inch. And knowing that these 1800 by 1200 pixels, when smushed together like that, can produce a 6 by 4 inch print. If we change our resolution, I'll take it down in half, and we say, okay, we only need 150 of you. Actually, I wanted to have that turned off. I'll get to that in just a second. When I change the resolution, it says, okay, you guys don't need to be so tight, only 150 of you per inch, therefore you can actually be 12 inches wide by 8 inches tall. And we're still at our 1800 by 1200, we're still at our 6.18 megs. Or we could say, I'm going to use this on the web, so I only need 72 dots per inch. Now it says, okay, we can really spread out. And because of that, your resulting file at this exact physical size is going to be 25 inches by 16 inches. So all of these pixels are being used. We're just asking them to get tighter together at high resolution, more of them per square inch, or less of them per square inch at web resolution. And because fewer of them are needed, the document gets bigger and spreads out. I'm just going to reset this quickly and then show you when this is turned off. That's when we are just changing our resolution and we are changing how physically big this becomes because we're keeping all of our pixels. This box, when checked, which I'm going to do right now, gives Photoshop permission to add or throw away pixels as needed to get what you want in here. So because we're starting at high resolution, 6 by 4 inches, we might want to get it a little bit smaller. We might want to say 150 is fine. So remember our numbers up here at the top, and we'll change this to 150. Notice that it threw away half of the pixels, and it went from 6 megabytes all the way down to 1.4. Because this box was checked, it had permission to throw away. If we go all the way down to web resolution and only 72 dots per inch, it throws away even more of the pixels and takes our image down to 365K while keeping it at this physical size of 6 by 4. We didn't change that. So this box tells Photoshop it can throw away pixels. If it's checked, it can't if it's unchecked. Image size can only be changed by altering the number of pixels, and we do that by adding or throwing away pixels. And we can change the print size by changing our resolution. At high res, it will print at 6 by 4, but if we take it down, let me hold on 1 second here. Let me reset that again, sorry. If we take it down to 150 and we don't allow it to resample, it just gets bigger in physical size. So play around with that. get to understand how these locks and resamples work, but just remember the image weight or size, this part, can be changed by changing the resolution and allowing it to throw away some pixels. That's going to change the weight. Your printout size is going to depend on the resolution. If it's at 72 dots per inch, it's going to be quite big. If you ask it to be 300 dots per inch, it's going to get tighter together and be a smaller physical printout. So go ahead and practice with the next few images and continue to practice on this with any picture that you might open.